All right, noob D&D dad here, and we are talking session 29 of the Army Veterans group in the Curse of Strahd book, and this is the Ruins of Berez and Fighting Baba LUSAGA, who apparently I need to read up more on. So my players finally make it to Berez after many side quests and random encounters, etc. And the reason they're coming here is because they looked at the map for what could be the place that would have like a sunken city, right? So they're looking for what one of the Taraka cards sent them for. So here they are going to Brett. So they come from this direction, and the book tells you that there's like a lantern over here with like an NPC that totally has some information for you. They totally ignore that, and they just follow the road. So then they get in, they meet this ghost. I think the ghost is over here, and they totally ignore that. The ghost is like, you should go over here, and they're like, no, we're gonna go over here to the goat pen. And they saw one of the scary scarecrows, which has awesome artwork in the new monster manual, and the Goliath, not fighter, monk is like, I'm gonna go set these goats free because there has to be some correlation between the number of goats and something. Anyway, so he starts setting the goats free, and the book says this. There's 9 goats trapped, and there's no gate. Says, or if the characters try to set the goats free by dismantling or damaging part of the fence, the skulls atop the thing start screaming, and the lady shows up with the initiative 20 after 2 rounds. So fortunately for them, they had killed the scarecrows by the time she shows up. And I'm actually really proud of my scarecrow death animation. So these are like traditional scarecrows with like wood bodies, feathers inside, and pumpkin heads, but they're like possessed and they're glowing and stuff. So when they kill the scarecrows, I have the lights in their jack-o'-lantern heads go out. So like if they'll like slash through their heads, and then like the lights will go out, or they'll shoot an arrow through their head and the light will go out, right? So when the final hit points blow is dealt, then the light goes out, and I'm very proud of that. And also just very different creative ways to have their heads get slashed and exploded and stuff with pumpkins. And one thing I was really happy about, and so I'm recording this like October, it was like 23rd. I don't know when I'm going to publish it though, because I'm recording stuff out of order, just because this is how I can get to it. Anyway, it's around Halloween time right now, and the players were like, this feels really thematic, like this is Halloween, and I'm just like, yes, this is perfect. Now, one thing I've pretty much been suspecting now for a long time is that these 2024 characters are just crushing this 2014 campaign, so I am really having to beef it up because they're just annihilating it. So Baba LUSAGA, I increased her stat block big time. So here she is, and she has 120 hit points, and I increased that to 180? No, I thought 250. I increased her hit points to 250 because they were just cutting through her like butter, and I'm like, this is a cool bad guy with cool abilities that needs to be more lethal. And, you know, I'm not trying to TPK the party again, but at the same time, I'm like, this is too easy. This is way too easy. So, yeah, I upped her hit points to 250. What else did I change on her? These are my notes. You can see how readable they are. I think hit points, I left her AC the same. Yeah, her AC is the same, but the hit points I just raised because they're just slaughtering her. So her AC is 20 when she shows up, but there was 2 people that could go before her. So the Goliath runs and jumps onto the bottom of the skull, and I decided that the athletic score to do that is a 20, right? Because she was 20 feet off the ground, but then he was still up by the goat pen that was up higher. So I'm like, yeah, and she's flown over closer, so I'm like, sure. So I'm like, if you get not a natural 20, but like if your score is a 20 on athletics, and he totally gets it. So he grabs onto the bottom of this skull that's floating, Baba LUSAGA's floating skull, right? And then he's like, okay, now I want to climb up. And I think I made another pretty difficult DC to climb up, and he totally achieved that as well. So he's just wailing on her. And then eventually the fighter flies over on his broom that I stupidly let him get in the death house and just starts slamming her with that sounds terrible, with a greatsword. So then the monk like grabs her, successfully grapples her, and just yeets her over the edge, and they both fall. And of course, he's not damaged and she is. Now, I am playing 100% hybrid at this time. I'm on a webcam, I've got my dice here in front of me and all my books and everything. Everyone else is playing on D&D Beyond. So I straight up fudged a roll. Again, for the same reason as raising her hit points. So, because they had already just beat to death like this angel guy. I can't remember what character he is, but if you've seen all the sessions up to this point, you'll know they just like beat this angelic character like to death like really easily. And it's like, okay, sometimes they should be able to have these easy wins and just slaughter people with their cool new abilities, but it's like other times it should be a fun fight. Like that's the whole point of this. So I have to roll to be stunned, right? He has like stunning strike or something. And I can't remember what the DC was. It was like 12 or 16. I rolled a 5. And even with her bonuses, whatever, and I'm like, I sat there staring at it and imagining how the fight would go and how the fun would go if she just got stunned and then they just beat her to death. And I was like, this would be lame. This would be like a robbery of fun. So as the noob DM, I just decided, I'm like, she's not stunned. So I straight up just faked it. And I hope that as the noob DM, I'm trusted to be the guider of like fun, which may mean a little bit of cheating. But I was going to say his real name, but Smash, that's his Goliath character. If you're watching this, I totally cheated on that part. I don't know if you're ever going to watch this, but hopefully you have more fun because of it. For my loyal audience, who I appreciate you going on this journey with me and helping me with tons of hints and stuff, let me know what you think of fudging stuff as a DM for the sake of fun. I'd love feedback on that. Okay, so it is Baba Lysaga's first turn, and she's on the ground, and I think she's currently grappled, and I'm just like, enough of this. So I go straight for this spell. So here is her list of spells, and I go straight for freaking Power Word Stun. She only has one level 8 slot, but I'm just all done with her getting annihilated, and I just want it to be a challenge, and so I'm just like, boom, you are stunned. So the guy that has her grappled is just wiped out, and the DC to get unstunned is like 17 or something, and he can roll it every time at the end of his turn. So anyway, his turns are wiped out, and he's been the one carrying the heavy weight on a lot of these battles. So we ended the session right there because we do this early in the morning, and then everyone has to like go to work and stuff. So we're like mid battle. So the reason I wanted to record this right now is, even though I haven't recorded the sessions, I recorded like a chunk of sessions and then didn't record a bunch, and I'm recording this one. I'll go back and catch up. But my point is, I'm recording this one because I have Battle Part 2 tomorrow, and I wanted to get the first part logged and how I'm such a noob trying to run her. Again, these notes are never really designed for human consumption, but BL is Baba Lysaga, AC 15, HP 120 out of the book. I bumped it to 180, and then I bumped it to 250 because I am ridiculous. She's already taken 183 damage. And then I wrote that I faked that thing. So currently it's her turn. So we are literally going to start, and she's going to do some crazy thing. So by the time you watch this and can comment, I will have already made this decision. But what would you like? She's already used a level 8 spell slot. And if you're trying to play like hard and like really do something cool, like what do you do? What do you do next? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you just lightning bolt somebody? You know what I mean? Like, which one of these just says to the group, like, I mean business? You know what I mean? Like, one funny thing about this point in the campaign is I used the Dark Forces, like the Adventure League Dark Forces Advanced Gifts or something, where if you die before level 5, you get like a curse and you come back, right? Now that only works at level 5 and below, and my players right now think that if they die in Barovia, in this world, that they're gonna come back with a curse. And it's like, no, you guys are above level 5. What are they? Oh, they just barely hit level 7. Speaking of which, they just barely hit level 7. This is Baba LUSAGA. Is this not like a milestone? Like, are they gonna hit level 8? Probably. Anyway, my point is that if they die, they're not coming back unless they go find somebody to resurrect them. Like, they're not getting special gifts and coming back, and there's no reason they would know that, and I haven't leaked that to them, but that they think that right now. And so I'm just like, I kind of want one of them to die. So then they're like, okay, what? I want my dark gift, and I'm like, no one shows up. Like, you are just in the dark mist and on another plane, and you're dead, and it sucks, and your god isn't showing up to redeem you or whatever. But just to have them realize, like, you're not coming back with a curse, like, you're dead. And see if they want to re-roll a character or drag their character around and try and find someone to resurrect them. The funny thing is that angelic guy totally would have raised them from the dead. So anyway, I'm just excited. These guys are really hard to DM for. And again, if any of you are watching for this, like, what do you like? You think I would say anything different? Like, you guys are hard. Like, they want to play so fast. But I'm having the time of my life, so I wouldn't trade it. But, like, gosh, we got a bunch of, like, computer gamers trying to kind of rush a tabletop RPG. But to their credit, though, I am an absolute mess of a DM. I'm not organized. I'm late frequently, which is incredibly embarrassing to say out loud. And I haven't read this cover to cover. I'm doing my very best here. I've got a lot going on, but they're still coming back. You know, I texted them tonight, and 1 minute later, 3 of them had already responded that they will be there tomorrow. So that's got to be a good sign, right? Okay, well, this is session 29 of the Curse of Strahd with the military vet campaign that I am a noob DM for. And we're midway through the battle with Baba LUSAGA, and I kind of just winging it. So maybe... honestly, I could run this again. Curse of Strahd is cool. I don't know how it's going to be when Strahd is here. Speaking of which, I gotta get Strahd to show up and do something cool. So I'm thinking after Baba LUSAGA that the carriage shows up and there's like a thing like, hey, come to a party, and I just freaking like have a party at the castle. So that's what I'm thinking. But love your thoughts, and thank you for just enjoying this adventure with me. I'm having so much fun. So stay tuned for more whenever I get to them. This is a challenge for me to find time to record. So wish me luck on the battle with Baba LUSAGA tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.